that a reason why do you ban Celeste against Impunity? Because in my opinion, they should have a really good Celeste player. That's why Infamous opted up to ban Celeste out of the blue. And now Celeste is in the hands of Impunity, so it is a hero to be
You
watched
know,
upon.
You know, honestly, if you actually made that as a proper pun, as in out of the blue, because Blue City will be the jungler for the side of Impunity, I am thoroughly impressed. Anyways, we do see the Baron being picked up on the side of Brenchong in response to that Celeste. And honestly, I think in response, or rather to close up their team comp with that Baron, they really need a peel for the Baron, especially when going up against this Glaive who can just punt Baron into the team. I'm expecting something along the lines of saying, I don't know, at this point in time, Black Feather would be a good pick. Taka is as well. I mean, Black Feather has got good poke against the jungle Celeste, but then, of course, opting for Taka, you immediately do take down that Celeste. You kind of hard counter-attack Celeste because of your Chitin over those core collapses, and of course, you can kind of avoid Glaives after burn if you want, if you Chitin and if you Kaku in to engage.
Yeah, I do agree. And generally, with a Baron pick, you usually don't want to pick a second carry, but something like Brenchong pick Celeste and Baron on the first match. But with a Taka pick, this gives much more space on Baron, because when a Taka goes in, they have to really fully focus on Taka being that nuisance over there. And Baron is just free shooting on the heroes, and he won't be targeted on, because if you focus on Baron, and then you have a problem to deal with Taka. So I like the draft on Brenchong's side. Whereas for Impunity, we have that triple stun comp. So Impunity is known for the team that is well coordinated. They really know what to peel down on. So we will see who execute much better. But I'm favoring Brenchong's composition right now.
Definitely, I must agree with you. Brenchong looks like they have the better composition, with the Taka being the distraction, and of course the Baron being the back lunge, just able to put out so much damage with the jump jets. And of course, you cannot forget and discount the fact that Lara is there to help with the early sustain that Baron do not have when put up against a Glaive. And of course, the escapability that, you know, Imperial Sigil can provide as well. I mean, the Bright Bulwark going up against a Glaive can just put Glaive and stun Glaive out of his afterburn after all. And like you said, but then on the side of Impunity, they like to run comms that they can chain CCs into. And likewise for this match, for the side of Impunity, we do see a Glaive, we have the Celeste, we have the Katrina, and as you said, this is a double stun comp. If they can execute this team comp well, then they can definitely take down that Baron almost immediately and just make that Baron useless for the entirety of the team fight. I mean, they will have the number game, the number advantage, if you know, if they can and if they do manage to take out that Baron in the early stage of the fight, and of course afterwards deal with the Taka. Because honestly, Taka, when it comes into the late game, he's really just a nuisance. Of course, in the early game, you have to consider the fact that, you know, he has got high burst because of the aftershock that's generally built on Taka. In fact, there is this new Taka build that I've been seeing a lot, and that is a tension bow into aftershock, or even double weapon blade into Storm Crown, into aftershock, and then tension bow. That has got a lot of burst.
Yeah, I do agree. So as we recap over here, Brenchong has actually a lot of strategies to take into mind. They can either play a double full glass cannon heroes, where a Taka is that instant burst Taka, and that Baron is that high damage Baron, or they can play that utility Taka, which goes in, soaks up most of the damage, apply those Atlas, and then just peel for the carry, which is the Baron. So we will see what Brenchong does. But we all must know that this is the first time that Brenchong is facing up against a high tier T, which is Impunity, as they just risen from the Challenger series. So that's some amount of pressure over there. But if they manage to take one game away from Impunity, I'm sure that will give an entire confident boost to the entire team.
Okay, that is done with me, as we are about to hop onto the foes. Casting this game alongside Rubber Monkey, we have I Request a Duo. Take it away.
Yep. So before our request duels comes into the match, first match against Impunity and Brenchong is about to begin, and we'll see a standard rotation between three of the teams going up into the jungle. And I'm pretty sure that Brenchong is opting to farm up the game first, and see Impunity, Quarter Voice doing his regular rotation, putting pressure into the jungle, and immediately having that lane dominance and also that jungle insights towards their team. So just some exchange hits over here between Lyra and Catherine, and this is a good thing to note for the viewers out there, that as a roamer as level 1, what Quarter Voice is doing is providing as much insight as possible for the team. So instead of just having ambient go, which what regular roamers does, this allows their team to actually position themselves much better at the early game. And we can see over here that Catherine is actually holding out for this team, and Celeste and all of them are rotating down to the jungle, so to just take down that main minion at the middle. Okay, so early up visions from Catherine. She's putting up, getting all those flares up ready and scout traps, and we can just see standard exchanges between the lanes. Farm wise, we can see that actually DevQ is having lower farm compared to Baron, although he was in the lane earlier. So that's just quite puzzling. He should have the highest CS compared to Baron in this lane factor over here. So if Impunity having this triple stun comp, they should apply more pressure in the jungle, because if they allow this Taka to just roam freely and farm, he will get stronger and stronger towards the late game, and eventually he will be a big threat to the team Impunity. And the problem is they are just allowing Baron to farm at the lane, so nothing much is really going on right now. And here comes the engagement after burn into the Baron. And there you have it, a triple CC comp, but Baron just manages to... Oh no, he got taken down. So he used his boots over there, but he's still unable to run away from Celeste's normal hit. So Impunity making full use of their composition over here, taking down Baron. That first blood is really important, and not only the first blood, but however, putting a pause to Baron's farm momentum over there is really important, because you don't want Baron to reach into that late game where he becomes a monster of a hero. Okay, so now we're seeing that over here, Baron manages to take down the glaive over there, and DevQ's undermining what Brenchong taking the opportunity to take down the glaive over there, and unfortunately Baron also traded his life for that. So we can see over here the goal exchanges are quite fair among each team. There's not much of a difference over here. The most important thing here is that who reaches level 6 first, which is Blue CD or Sing C1 if you take a close look, because once Sing C1 reaches his level 6 and able to obtain that ultimate extract, so he's able to put on much more pressure and take control of the game. Whereas if Blue CD manages to hit his level 8 first, his Heliogenesis will have that maximum zoning range, which then keeps Team Impunity into a more comfort zone in that manner. So we can see over here there will be a jungle engagement, not much happening right there, and it's just small exchanges going on. So
right, that was some awesome solo casting coming.
I try my best.
I'm sorry if I...
No worries.
Experiencing some issues alongside, but then we do see a skirmish coming out, and Sync 1 is taken down almost immediately by that of DevQ. That was quite impressive, I mean, coming out from you. I mean, you haven't quite done solo casting at all, have you?
No, I just...
Oh, but hold that thought, Sync 1!
Yeah. And there we go, a triple stun combo. as expected from Impunity, that triple stun combo coming up from them, well-coordinated team, well-trained team. But we cannot rule out Brenchong. They are the late game masters, so we are just waiting. They're just stalling out and making sure that the Baron is strong enough and fat enough for that late game monster of what the hero is.
I mean, however strong or fat enough you are, if you are forced to go into an early armor, then on top of that, you are going to build that Serpent's Mask on top, not the Sorrow Blade. You are going to be in for a lot of trouble because, I mean, just look at the items pickup on Blue Sea and even DevQ. DevQ has already completed the Sorrow Blade. Mr. Jim is going down to get hold of the Serpent's Mask, but then damage-wise, DevQ will definitely out-damage that of Baron, Mr. Jim on Baron. Another fight is happening. Snap is being used. Oh, Lara is being stunned out. Lara is taken really low, and DevQ manages to pick out Lara. Mr. Jim might be going in for more, but Blue City is there for the follow-up. DevQ is taken down, and Blue City take down Baron in exchange, and they are going to proceed to siege this tower because, I mean, they have a Lara on their team. And they should have the sustain, but then that is not quite working out for the side at all. And Sync 1 will be going down while trying to protect that turret of his. What do you think? I mean, you did say that the side of Brenchong, they are putting out a stronger team comp because, you know, they have the sustain and you know, it's just so much stronger. But then we do see here Impunity is just executing their team comp flawlessly.
Well, there's a lot of things to put here because we don't usually see Brenchong getting engaged so often like that because for one, the fight started off with Lyra face checking the bush and immediately got taken down, and after that they have no roamer, so it was just a follow-up on the other two carries, and that led to a turret taking down as well. So the problem is here is the pressure of facing off against Impunity taking its toll on Brenchong. Because I'm seeing a lot of small mistakes that Brenchong should not make with the Lyra especially, and they should really just calm down, rethink their strategy, and just play it safe while allowing Mr. James to farm up.
Definitely, I must agree with you. I mean, a lot of times, I mean, we almost understand that Lara isn't exactly the tankiest roamer out there, especially against the triple stun comp when Merciless Pursuit can be chained into a car collapse and, of course, into an afterburn if needed as well. And DevQ has got great escapability on that afterburn if it calls for it. You know, the side of Impunity is just looking so much stronger in terms of their micros and macros. You say earlier on that, you know, the side of Brenchong they're not used to being engaged on, but a lot of games we actually did see is always and constantly Brenchong is just at the back lines, at the back foot. They kind of lose out in the early game, but somehow they just get a grip later part into the game and they kind of pull it off. Like, that's where the term Brand Corner came about. So honestly, you may have your points right there, but I must disagree with you. Brenchong is used to already back farm, just sit back lines, just turtle up and just farm. Oh, Majin may be caught out right now and does get stunned out. Arcane Passage is used to run away and escape from the onslaught of damage coming out from the side of Impunity. Crystal Sentry will be taken by the side of IMP. Just to push the lead even further, they are definitely going to go for that gold mine. And like you said, the side of Brenchong, they are just playing so haphazardly. They are not considering the fact that there is so much damage. Oh, Majin is the first to go down, followed by probably Mr. Jim as well on that Baron. Anyways, to all the viewers out there, I must apologize. I'm not a play-by-play caster, but I'm trying my hardest, yeah? So if you guys have got any complaints whatsoever, I deeply apologize for that. Anyways, Impunity seems like they are steamrolling through this game as well. They are already onto the second turret of the side of Brenchong, and that has been taken without much contest as well. They did, and they must try to go for that gold mine as well, just further than the lead.
Mm-hmm. And this is the thing that Brenchong have to consider that, look, I know we're down by 7 kills and we have to get a grip on ourselves, put up more vision, because right now Impunity is just on the roll. They're just going to catch you out by any means possible. If you're going to face check the push, they're going to catch you out. If you're alone, they're going to catch you out. So Brenchong, like you said, they are brand corner. They should know that this is coming towards them. They should put up as much vision as possible. Be aware that Impunity is going to catch them whenever possible, and just trust in their late game, because right now it's looking quite grim for them to take on any engagement, which is happening right now.
Oh, Blast Tremor is being put out, but there is no... Oh, Mr. Jim is going down so fast just by, just by Death Q alone. I mean, there was not much of CC chain coming up from there. Arcane Passage is used once again, but I don't think Majin will be able to get away. And Solar Storm do catch Majin on that Lyra up. They are down to the Anchor Turret and not for long. So Impunity is looking really strong coming into this game as well. There is no denying that they have a much stronger comp from the start. I mean, they kind of won draft, right? So they managed to pick up that Celeste, who is very strong. They managed to pick up Catherine, who can chain CCs with Celeste. And we saw an impressive engage coming on from Impunity as well with that Blast Tremor.
Yeah, and with earlier on in the draft stage, we were talking about how much Taka can provide for the heal for Baron. But right now, if you're playing from the back foot, is Taka really the good pick for the Brenchong brand itself, which is brand corner? Because Taka, he needs to put down pressure. But right now, it seems that if he were to actually start an engagement, it would just mean fatal for the team of Brenchong. So they have to really reconsider their strategy and then take that. Are we counter engaging only, or are we just going to sit back and just turtle up and just hope that Impunity makes a mistake?
I mean, even turtling up may not be an option right now. Just look at Mr. Jim. Mr. Jim is only sitting on a Serpent's Mask, which is not ideal at all. I mean, as a Baron, you can't quite deal out a lot of damage, right? Substantially. You can only do out burst damage after your jump jet. So I don't think Serpent's Mask is an ideal item pickup. That would just stun and just reduce the amount of damage you can put out with with your jump jets and your double shots that comes out afterwards. And also, like, just look at the gold difference alone. Impunity is sitting at a stunning 9k gold difference. Oh, Majin may be caught out right now, but Bright Wall is used just to deter Quatervor. They are pushing down lane right now. Impunity may be looking to end this game as early as, even before Kraken comes out.
Yeah, and I do think they can end this game quite early, because there's nothing to actually pin down Blue City. He's just so safe at the back line. And if there's any overextension, you have the glaive to worry about. So right now, in Brenchong's position, it looks really horrible.
Is going in. Death stun up Majin. Majin is down almost immediately. Next target will be Mr. Jim, but Mr. Jim do jump jets away. Now it's down to Taka. Taka is taken down to half health. Auto attack from Celeste do follow Sync 1, but he does manage to go into base. Hopefully, no! He does get torn down and just dropped by Solar Storm coming out from Blue City on that Celeste. That fight, like the side of Brenchong has got no answer whatsoever, and I'll just hold that thought. Before that, Majin may be taken down low, or maybe it will be Death Q that will be going down. Mr. G may be looking for more, but they just decides to back off.
Yeah, and like you said, that Brenchong, it looks like they have no way out, because no matter how much they turtle, they Impunity have that answer with that Celeste at the back line. And before that, saying all those, it was again Majin not having that vision and allowing Impunity to just take a surprise jump onto their team of Brenchong. So they really have to take note of this, and here goes another engagement.
Majin is taken down low. Fountain is forced to be popped. I mean, Blue City is taken down low as well. Sync 1, maybe next target, Majin is priority. Sync 1 is left together with Mr. Jim. They can put out a lot of damage if they want to. Iron Cannon is used, but it hits nobody. Blue City successfully TPs back to base. Sync 1 is looking for more. Sync 1 is in between two turrets. Quatervor is still holding up. Blue City is already back, trying to protect and hold on to this turret as much as possible. That engage there, what do you think went wrong?
Wow, I'm really surprised with that engage, because I think it's just underestimating the survivability of Lyra. Yes, I seen from that engagement, that Glaive did not land his final hit and allowing Lyra to survive. So Lyra manages to put down another Imperial Sigil and heal up Mr. Jim, so he was sustaining Glaive's damage, and that allowed him to survive. And they open up Celeste, so Taka is able to actually land down some damage and forcing Celeste to back down from the fight. So it was really a surprise turnover, and we could see a brand corner coming up. Game as
well,
well.
I mean, the side of Brenchong should really just continue this. They should go for that blue city. Oh, Majini is taken down low. They might look for a re-engage sync one. Just Kaizen Fountain is being used. Blast Tremor is being blocked out. Mr. G may be the target right now. Jump Jets do make him feel safe, but then he's taken down low by the Solar Sub. Oh god, there is so much happening, but Brenchong is still surviving for so long. Blue City maybe next target. Blue City maybe survive this, but then that was such. I thought the side of Brenchong might have a turnover, taking down Death Q so early into the fight, and I kind of lost count there. How many times I said, oh, because I'm just impressed. I mean, what is that damage coming out from Blue City of the Celeste?
Yeah,
he may be looking to end game right now. I mean, they are just going for the turret.
Yeah, they could end game.
Even, yeah.
So there we have it. Like, there's a reason why Infamous banned Celeste from Impunity, because Blue City on this Celeste is just a monster. He's able to farm up just in time, get that mounts and mounts amount of damage, and just press down the team of Brenchong, and they just couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if I want to go do a post-match analysis, there is really nothing much. It was just Impunity, just knowing their heroes so damn well, and they are just pushing to all of their advantage. Every little advantage they can get over Brenchong, they just push for it. Anyways, I mean, I have got nothing to say. I was doing play-by-play at whole point, and I'm just impressed all the way.
Well,
what do you have to say?
Yeah, first of all, we have to give props to Brenchong.